Hey guys, you're watching Boondocking with Dennis. We have a beautiful day. It's Sunday. Thought we'd go for a little bit of a Sunday drive. I was going to answer some of the questions that I got in the comments, and I saved the longer answer questions for a ride like this. If you guys don't mind, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out. The question was, how many jobs have you had and what kind of work have you done? Okay, so, paperboy, 3 routes, branch captain, cut lawns, what else? I worked in a store for a gentleman from Philadelphia, if you catch my drift. It was a small grocery store, but we also made sandwiches and cheesesteaks, things like that, funnel cakes. I worked in a cheesesteak shop on Baltimore Pike in Springfield, Pennsylvania, called the Golden Mile. I worked in a drugstore. And then, what else? In 10th grade, I worked in a drive-in movie theater, Ellsworth, Trenton, in Maine. What else? Said the grocery store. So when I worked in the pharmacy also had a medical division, home oxygen, home medical equipment. And I would go from like the pharmacy to the medical company to the pharmacy to the medical company, and the medical company kept getting sold, but the offices never changed. And my boss that owned the pharmacy was also president of all these different medical companies. So I don't know, 7 or 8 different titles. I'm thinking like the current name is Apria Healthcare, Ria's Medical. Oh, man. Einstein Medical. Just an amazing amount of names. Hometco. It was just bizarre how many times we changed names through different sales. And we were all the same people, all the same bosses. And that probably filled up 20 years of my life right there. Especially at Apria, I was the senior account manager for the home infusion department, which meant I corrected bills and submitted them correctly. Technically, it was a collections job, but when you're talking with thousands and thousands of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands, who are you going to collect it from? You're going to go after the poor guy living in a row home in North Philadelphia? No, you got to go after Blue Cross Blue Shield, First Option, all those people that don't want to pay you. But I did that and made exceptionally good money. I did flunky work for construction companies, delivering materials. I was the office manager of a construction company, did all the contracts, the billing, payroll, all that stuff. I had 2 jobs in Philadelphia that I will not mention. And read between the lines on that one, people. I worked for Uber and Lyft. And, man, I worked 20 years ago. I worked 4.5 years in a gym. And now I'm a YouTube sensation. So I think that might be it, guys. If I can think of something else, I'll let you know. Of course, there's my modeling career, but I don't like to brag. And we're heading over to Port Aransas, guys. In case you didn't notice, we had driven through Aransas Pass. So another question that I get, and I've done this a couple times, but we got like 2,000 new people in just the last couple months. What's my deal? What's my deal? Why am I living in a truck? Well, when I grew up, I was around a lot of alcohol and drugs in my house. That was an excellent example for me not to do drugs. Fortunately, I had my grandmother who really religious, really strict, but just the highlight of my life, like a really nice person. And she always took care of me, and I would go over there. We would live with my grandma, then go live with my mom, and then go live with my grandma. We got shuffled around a lot. It wasn't convenient for our parents to really be involved in raising us. My dad was around when I was little, and then he went and started a few other families, and we got to see him like twice a year. So I'm sure he has his own version. So I'll leave that to him. I've said this before. He served in the Army, so all respect to him for that. I just never knew him, When I lived in Maine, I lived in the house with him and his third family, and they were all awesome. Really cool stepbrothers and stepsisters. My stepmom's awesome. Spending time up in Maine almost every summer, and then a winter when I went to school up there was great. It was just like a completely different world than Philadelphia. Not better, not worse, just different. So I enjoyed that experience. So when I got to be 16, 17, I played a lot of hockey, sports, had fun, ran around with a group of close people, drinking 5 nights a week, probably till I was about 25 or 26. Working every day, going to work, hungover half the time, and playing 2 or 3 hockey games 5 nights a week, working out, banging up my body. I just stopped playing hockey one day when my knee told me to. I was 28, and almost immediately I got into martial arts, which was an awesome experience, and probably shouldn't have done that. And that's I remember taking karate at night, Kempo karate specifically, in my older days, and going to work the next day and getting to the office early and taking my little trash can under my desk and filling it up with ice and putting my foot in it or using it to make ice bags all day long to put on different swollen knuckles and all that stuff. And I got some injuries through martial arts. Like I got my teeth knocked out, which also happened when I was playing hockey. Lots of stitches playing hockey, but that's when I really screwed up my one knee. Screwed it up playing football. Hockey, martial arts didn't help it, but I'm glad I did it. And that was all in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I just had a good time, good people. Used to go camping a lot, always loved it. We would go to New Jersey, go to Wildwood, and oddly enough, Dennisville, New Jersey, and go camping, and then go to the beach during the day, but just stay at a, I think it was $6 a night for a campground then with water and electric, and we would set tents up. And had a good time, good group of guys and girls, basically the same people every time. So that was always fun. And worked out that whole time, was in really good shape. And then as I got older, I started slowing down. The arthritis started gaining weight because you can't do what you used to. And when you can't do what you used to, what do you do to fill the time? You eat. I actually just stopped drinking, which is great. I know people will tell you eating less is the only way to lose weight. I hear that almost every day. Stop drinking's a great way to lose weight too. You cut out those 3 beers and wine every day. That's some calories too. This is pretty. It's like a little pool here. But I started. Here's another job I had. I came down to Texas to visit for about 3 months. I wasn't working. I was just visiting. And there was a guy here that I worked with, and he flew us up to Wisconsin, and we reset warehouses, and that was neat. I got to see Wisconsin. I wound up going back to Philadelphia, and that's when I worked in the gym. And then came back to Texas in, I want to say, was it 2007? That sounds about right. 2007, did the whole flunky thing, and again was just surrounded by drugs and alcohol and violence, and I couldn't take it anymore. So we all, just stopped. I had to get away from that. And the people involved have their own side of the story too. And I think it was a good split up for all of us. And I still hear about drama and things like that, and I'm just happy I'm out of that. I've always hated drama and avoid it, but about 7 or 8 years ago, I started posting on my Facebook page, I just want to go live in my truck and travel. Like that seemed like such a cool thing to do for me. And just to, make it easy, like a simpler life, minimalistic. And then when I left the last job, I had enough. And I always had one of the boys would always stay with me. Drugs, go to jail. I would get a place for him. For us, drugs, go to jail. And this happened, I was an idiot. Way too often thinking he was going to change. So I decided the last time, I had about 4 or 5 months left on my lease. A nice 2-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo. And I was like, I'm done. I'm living in my truck. So I sold everything that I owned, gave away things that were important to me, like books and a guitar and some art that I had bought from relatives, things like that. Everything else I sold cheap just to get rid of it. With about 2 weeks left in my apartment lease, I went to get my Leer topper. Of course, they said it would take a month to get it. And I think for the first 3 days, until I made a deal to get a Leer topper for my F-150, I slept in the front seat. And I tried the front seat, the back seat, couldn't sleep. So I had buyer's regret right away. What am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. I got the topper, and I started sleeping really good. It was February of 2018 or 2019? 2019, because that would be a little over 2 years ago, right? Yeah, math is hard. Other than the heat, I've had no regrets. I've had bad times. I cut my knee open to the bone. I was in the hospital a little over a year ago for 6 days with gallstones, and had to have my gallstone removed. But that would have happened whether I was in the truck or in a normal housing situation. But because of my deciding to live in the truck, and through YouTube, I've met some awesome people, like the Phillips family. They are family. The first time I met them, I already felt like I had known them my whole life. Just really good people. Their extended family. It's been a ride. I don't recommend it, but I'm enjoying it. Will I end? At some point, probably. I don't know. Right now, I'm just riding along and enjoying it. Well, guys, I think that's enough out of me today. Hey, I want to thank Ralph. Ralph sent me a very nice gift through my PayPal account. The link is in the description of the video. All my contact information, Amazon wish list, Amazon affiliate, PayPal link, all that kind of fun stuff. Ralph, thank you very much. I appreciate you. The rest of you guys, thanks for watching today. And we'll get back to our usual hijinks tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys.